Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of the Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta for TnyToe's Rat Rescue. In the last episode we had gotten into the floating castle here, defeated a bunch of Exdeath generals. Well, now it's time to finish off the remainder, well, almost all of the remainder of those generals, and finish exploring this floating castle. This floating castle is the actual entrance to the Void, so yep, we have a really tough boss. Probably one of the toughest coming up, guarding the entrance, so I guess that makes sense. So, we also have some pretty tough enemies here. Luckily, all these ones here are all susceptible to level 3 flares, so I'm gonna take good advantage of that. Sword dancers are the red things with the swords, and the death claws, they're like the Iron Claw that we fought escaping Karnak Castle. They can use the Death Claw blue magic ability, so they can be really annoying. So, try to take care of them quickly. Luckily, like I said, we have the level 3 flare to help take care of them. We're coming all the way around this way just to get a knife that we can never use. Yeah, it's one of the few knives that most classes can't use. The only class that can use that is the Dancer class. It does extra damage to humanoid enemies. So, got another one of these battles here. We have the Death Claw. See their stats here now. So, if you really like hammers, you can steal another Thor hammer off of these guys. Rare steal though, so most likely just gonna be stealing a bunch of hero cocktails. But yeah, Thor's hammer's pretty good. Ooh, and we ran away, unfortunately, because of the chicken knife. Should have used X-Fight, but that does not proc the runaway. Ooh, look at King. Alright, yeah, if we try to leave twice, and we're forced onto the throne. You can run, but you can't hide. Hey, it's that lady. You received my kiss of death. We rescued her from the jail. Uh-oh, she's really one of the minions in disguise. Come here, I'll treat you right. She is the master of the castle. Now, she's really annoying because she kissed us. It's like the reverse, you know, a princess kisses a toad and turns into a prince. Well, this one, the princess kisses us and turns us into toads. So all we gotta do is just use the first few turns of ours to turn us back with maiden kisses back into people. I did Krile first because she'll be berserking and just fighting all the time, so might as well get her back on her feet quickly, because she can't contribute to turning people back into toads. So now we use our big guard here to get us to float and get the shape and the shell spells on us. So she is not really too tough. The main gimmick that she has there is that that toading. She basically will just counter summoning magic with strong fight, and she mainly just fights. She'll occasionally use the spell that pulls you, that changes your rows, that shifts you around, and if the fight goes on long enough, she may cast Holy on her 8th turn, but this fight ain't gonna last all that long. As you can see, we're really tearing through her with our X-Fighting, and Krile is doing a lot of good damage with that Thor hammer, so... Ooh, got 2 criticals right there from Faris. Nice! So, unfortunately, we don't have any real good spells that we can use against her. No level 3 flare. Probably the best would be the Arrow 3 spell. But Lenna's just basically keeping us healed up with White Wind and protecting us with that Shape and Shell from the big guard. So, yeah, she does a lot of fighting, so safe will be really, really good. So, and we've taken care of her. Woohoo! Yeah, fight does a lot of damage when you're a frog, because your defense is reduced, so... Alright, we have another new enemy here, the Fury. You want to try to take care of them, because if they're by themselves, they'll start spamming level 3 spells. So, I'm going to try to do some damage on them. Unfortunately, they are not susceptible to the level 3 flare, so... It's a good thing Krile hit the Fury there. Otherwise, I probably would have got its turn and would have spammed some spells. And that would have been really, really bad, so... Alright. Now in this room, if we run around enough, we can run into Iron Giants. And they give the best experience in the game, so... Each one is worth 10,000 experience, so... and you can run into groups of up to 2 of them. The interesting thing about them is they're susceptible to instant death. So, you can hit them with Odin. The Odin summon will slice them up. So if you run into 2 of them, and you have a summoner, you can use Odin and get some really good experience, so... But yeah, even though they we don't really have a good way to take them out, we just have to use our X-Fight, and we could try that Death Claw on them. So even though they give the most experience per enemy, the time it takes to defeat one, it's probably not worth it to gain experience on these guys. I think when I'm going to try to gain levels, it might be back in the forest section of the Interdimensional Rift, because most of the enemies there are susceptible to level 3 flare, and they usually come in big groups, so... Alright, up here, if we go right up to the top there, we fight the this boss, Twin Tania, and before we fight him, we're going to equip everybody with core rings, because he uses a lot of tidal wave attacks, so this will help heal us up. But before we fight him, we're going to run around here because there's another enemy that we can fight here, another new enemy that we want to fight. So, keep ourselves healed up. Oh, doop. Accidentally went down the steps. So I just want to run around here on the side. There we go. And keep running around. And hopefully we get into this fight here. And it'll be the last new enemy that we can count around this way. There we go, Yo Jimbo. You can steal the Murokamo. It's a samurai sword. It actually has stronger attack power than the Mazmune, but it doesn't give that auto first strike. Yeah, with the Mazmune, whoever has it, they automatically go first in battle, so... Alright, so yes, powers and everything. Twin Tania, that's as far as you go. Beyond is where the power of the void is. He's not gonna let us go after it, but this guy looks pretty neat, so... He's susceptible to level 3 flare. You see at the bottom there it says when charging level 30. This is the enemy that uses Giga Flare. And when he starts using the Giga Flare, he's susceptible to instant death. So like you can summon Odin and slice him right up. You can tell when he starts charging. What you can do is you can like place your cursor on him, like when you're selecting a target for your attacks. And if the hand disappears, what'll end up happening is that's your sign that he changed his form. So, but we can luckily survive. You can equip wall rings if you want, and that will like block the Giga Flare. But then you're susceptible to the that tidal wave that he keeps doing a lot of. So it's better to just have core flare, the core rings on to avoid that tidal wave that he does. And whatchamacallit, and then just survive the Giga Flare by using your Big Guard. Because Big Guard puts up a shell, which halves the damage that magic does, so... So, otherwise he's, you know, not too difficult, so he uses a lot of all-hit attacks there. He can use, Atomic Ray, Snowstorm, so that's, fire and ice. He can use that Mind Blast, which, gives you the sap, Wind Slash, and that, Tidal, Wave. So, main thing with him is, like I said, his attacks are like hit-all attacks, so you look at this guy and you think like he'd probably be like a big bruiser, like he almost looks like a behemoth, and so you figure he'd have like really hard hitting attacks, but he does more magic, so he's more like a mage than a physical fighter. But whatchamacallit. Otherwise, like I said, if you have those core rings equipped, most of the time he'll be healing you up, because his most common attack there is the tidal wave. He actually has a 1/3 chance to react to any physical attacks that you do with that tidal wave. So if you keep the physical attacks on him, he's most likely going to be healing you, so. And with that, we have taken down a twin Tanya, and now we can head into the void. He's gonna disappear, and that's gonna cause like a ladder here to appear. Some stairways, I mean. Not a ladder, that's some steps. Now we're gonna head into the void. Now the interesting thing about the void is all the enemies in the void, they give no experience, but they give a lot of ability points. So it's a good place to go to like max out jobs, but you know, we've already maxed out our jobs, so there's no real point in fighting enemies in that void other than to fill out the bestiary. Well, actually that's not true. There are some good steals that we can get. So maybe I want to steal some bone mails. There's an enemy called the Necromancer, and they have bone mails that you can steal, so. Belphegor is here. They were really annoying in Final Fantasy IV, the after years. I'm having flashbacks to the challenge dungeon in Theodore's Tale. One day I'll get to that game, minions. But these guys are going to get the level 5 death spell. And we'll take care of them easily. So yeah, we're going to see we're going to get no experience, but lots of ability points. 21 ability points, wow. Hey, there's our good friend Gilgamesh. If you have a thief, you want to, of course, have the thief's glove on them, because once again we can steal some Genji equipment off of Gilgamesh. Gonna steal the Genji shield off of him. So, but well, it's a good shield, but I like the Aegis shield a little bit better because of that 1/3 chance to block magic attacks. So this is a scripted battle. You can't really damage him. You just fight him for a little bit, and then eventually he'll like realize who we are, and he'll basically have a conversation with us. So main thing is you just want to steal that Genji shield before he has that conversation with us. So might as well heal ourselves up, because after this we'll wait a minute, TnyToe? We'll go hunting for some monsters. Zounds, 'tis no beast, 'tis TnyToe. You should have said so from the start. Monsters look around every corner, and I can't find the way out. Cripes, Snifle, I'm gonna break down. Anyway, how'd you get here? Oh, just go that way then. Gonna tell him the way out. I see, let us egress post-haste. Say afterwards, let's say we have a few spectacular adventures, just us 5. Oh, that whole saving the world thing. If you make it out safely, ha! No ifs about it, I'm certain we'll meet again. At that time, I hope you'll consider me, cough. Never mind. Aw, he probably wants us to be his friend. Hasta la bye-bye! And then Gilgamesh is gonna run away, but we will see him again. As long as we, fight this one, the one remaining, basically, general that, minion that Exdeath unsealed. Well, let's, fight a few new enemies here, real quick. We got the Crystal Dragon! You can steal dragon lances off them, and they're really good if you have a dragoon. They're the strongest lance. They do extra damage to dragon-type enemies, and they're really good for taking down the dragon god Shinryu, that optional boss, optional super boss. So, but we have nobody in our party who can use lances, so. We can use those elixirs, so might as well steal one. It's a common steal, so. Luckily, we ended up stealing it. You know, with my luck, I usually I want the elixir, which is the common steal, but I'll end up getting the rare steal. And when I want a rare steal, I can't get it, so I just have really bad luck. Just have a level 2 old. But we're gonna finish him off pretty easily here. That X fight is coming in really good handy, especially with weapons like the Yoichi bow there, which can potentially crit. So yeah, it cuts the damage in half, but if it crits, then it basically will do damage of a full attack, so... Alrighty. So let's just try to get into another fight. We have a little bit more time here, so... we've done a lot, so unfortunately to get to the next save point, we have to fight another boss. And and it's quite a little bit of ways into the void, so I'm just gonna run back to the save point in the cell that we got when we defeated the blue mage, the Azul Magica. Here's the King Behemoth. One thing you don't want to do against these guys is you don't want to hit them with magic. You might think, oh, they're weak against water, let's hit them with some water magic. But they counter magic with Meteor, and Meteor's a really powerful spell. They counter physical attacks with a critical hit, but it's easier to heal up off of them than than the Meteor, so we're just gonna rely on physical hits to take this guy out. Oh, King Behemoths. They're good for grinding on in Final Fantasy IV. On the way to the boss there, the final boss of that game. So, on to another little battle there, so healed myself up, and now we're just gonna head on back, so let's head on back and make our quick little save here, so I'll show you off that, show off that one door. So we didn't go down this way before, because we couldn't go up this way. See, the door is locked. But if we press this button there on the side of the wall, it unlocks the door. And see, unfortunately though, we can't go back up that way, because the door locks itself every time, so it's just mainly just a shortcut to get back to this save point, so we'll take full advantage of that shortcut to get to this save point and make sure we save our game, because in our next episode we will go all the way almost to the end of the void, so we'll finish off that last of the minions that Exdeath's unsealed, and we'll collect the rest of the treasures in the void, and we might meet an old friend. Take care, have a good day, bye!